Alrighty, we are live. Bum 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 bum. This one's gonna be quick because, well, it is 9:48 at night, and as much as I would love to go live for a long period of time, I'm also very tired. So yesterday you asked, Monica asked about talking about manifestation on this live. So I'm going to talk a little bit about manifestation on this live because that's the topic that I was asked to talk about yesterday. So we're going to be talking about manifestation. As I mentioned yesterday, my favorite mode to manifesting is journaling. By far my favorite method. And journaling has gotten me so far in what it is that I have been able to manifest. Congrats on your new love baby. Thank you. She is absolutely adorable and absolutely incredible. And I love her so dang much. So thank you. I really appreciate that. So funny enough, she is, of course she is, yes, right? She is actually something that I had been writing about for a little while, and I wound up manifesting into my life. But a lot of what I've been, because I love to binge that kind of content, a lot of what I've been absorbing about manifestation lately is that, law of attraction kind of stuff, which obviously, you're like a magnet. You're going to attract in the things that you desire, right? But it's kind of a little bit even deeper than that, where you're like this radio tower and you emit a signal. So it's kind of like Wi-Fi, which is really kind of cool. So you're like a Wi-Fi tower and you're emitting a signal that of the things that you want to bring into your life, right? Like whether it's from your heart or whether it's from your mind, you're emitting this signal. And if it's from your heart, then it's probably going to come to you, but more or less, instead of putting your energy out towards it, so instead of expending energy to get it, if you internalize, so you focus on the things that make you internally full, then it comes to you. It's you then become the magnet instead of you. It's chasing, if it's outside of you, you're chasing it, right? You're kind of chasing it. But if it's within you, then you attract it. It's you're magnetizing it. I know, I'm looking at myself in this video. I'm what am I doing? But it's true. It's when you're external, it's you're chasing. And when you're filling up internally, you are attracting. I write in the future of the life and things I'm doing that hasn't happened, but I see happening. That is actually a really good method as well. One of the methods it was a very similar method that I used when I won my gold medal back in 2019, my nationals gold medal. I wrote about it as if it was happening in the present, or happening to me. Well, not to me, happening for me in the moment. And whenever I would always visualize it, I was always very visual with that as well, because it was stronger if I could visualize it. So I would sit there with my headbuds in, my earbuds in, and I would picture myself racing from if I were a camera in the Olympics, right? If I were a camera person in the Olympics, I would envision myself looking down at myself racing, looking at myself from this right side, and then looking at myself from the left side in the boat. And then I pictured even from the front, looking at me racing. So literally every single angle, I was like, okay, this is what I look like racing in every single angle. Like, it was always covered. And because I could see every single angle and I was going through it over and over and over again in my head, it happened as in like an instant. So that was just one example, very similar to yours, where like I would write about it as if it already happened. Like, oh God, I have it in one of my journals that's in the other room. But this one over here, I actually showed it on my live yesterday. This one has some things that are like that, but not everything. I actually started this one, I don't know if you could see it, back all the way in May of 2021. So this has quite a few entries in it, but I have so many different like kinds of journaling and scripting in here that it's hard to tell which one is the one that actually works. To be quite honest, the ones that are just like journal entries, here I'll show you. The ones that are like journal entries, kind of like this one. This one's literally just a straight journal entry. These ones are the ones that I actually find that I manifest most with, like most effectively. But then I do these sometimes where, I'm not sure if you can see at the top here, I have a card pull, and I'll pull cards like oracle cards or tarot cards, and I'll write about what it is that's going on. Do I eat chicken feet? No, that rhymes. You look like Mother Mary. Okay, thank you, I guess. I've gotten away from journaling because of my baby, but need to come back. You know, it's really kind of funny because I thought I wasn't going to have time to do this when Penelope was born, but I actually still have time. There are some days that are better than others, don't get me wrong. What's today? The 21st? I don't have a calendar around here. If today's the 21st, let me know down in the comments because the days all kind of blur together. But the last day that I wrote was the 19th. So like I still get, yes, it is the 21st. Okay, perfect. I still get a fair amount of journaling in, but as you can see, where are we? Here we are. This is all of the entries from May until 2 days ago. And then this is all that I have left. So have I journaled every day? No. Should I be journaling every day? Yes, but I'm not going to should all over myself because, well, I wouldn't be at this moment if I was shoulding all over myself. So there's a bunch of different ways that I journal, and a lot of the time here, I'll even show you, where was it? I just pulled it up over here. It was on this page. Like I script too, like these are all the same sentences. Like it's all the same. So I scripted, but scripting didn't really work the same way for me as just a regular journal entry does. So that's what I'm going to probably stick with because that is definitely like what I know works for me. But everybody has a different way of manifesting or journaling or scripting, whatever. So I've even seen like people create products out of it because, you know, that's what transformed their life. And, you know, they made, you know, like a journal. It's not like this, but it's like a step-by-step process. So they have like sections for each part to tell you and to help you manifest better. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Great page name suggestion, Journal Sanders. That's funny. I don't know if that was Greg who commented that, but that's hilarious and I love it. That is a great name. Way to make me laugh. So
that is like my main go-to method for manifestation. One other thing that I wanted to talk about on this live tonight, I don't know if Monica's here, I gotta check. One other thing that I wanted to talk about on this live is I talked about journaling. I talked about the chasing versus attracting energy. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was law of attraction. Like, a lot of people think that law of attraction is what is going to bring you things in. And while yes, law of attraction does work, there are a lot of other manifestation laws that you can bring into your practice that you can use, and you can actually manifest maybe even more efficiently or easier for yourself. So law of assumption is another really great one, because when you assume that you have whatever it is that you are looking for, or whatever it is that you want to manifest into your life, it's like it literally comes into your reality. What day of lives are you on? Happy I got to see you in a couple already. I am on day 16. This is 16. 15 or 16. I want to say it's 16. So this is day 16 of 365. It's literally like a habit now. Like, I actually have to like make myself do it no matter how long. Because I feel like if I don't do it, then I'm never going to get where I want to go. So it's always a learning lesson each day too. Like, in the beginning, I didn't really have anything that I could share with others on the live, but now, you know, I mean, not in terms of topics, but I mean, in terms of like what I do and what I have to offer, and like, you know, other things that are going on. I think it was day, I want to say it was day, excuse me, cat. I want to say it was day 5 or 6 that I started talking about my masterclass. And I actually had some people from TikTok join my masterclass, which was really exciting. So, you know, like, having something to get people involved in and like get people involved with is really essential in terms of, you know, making sure that it's not just a live challenge. I want to be able to get a community involved. Like, and I don't mean community in the way that Gary Vaynerchuk talks about community, because I think I don't mean in like, okay, I needed to take a step back because my brain is thinking of one thing and my mouth is talking about another thing. So there was a video that Gary Vaynerchuk was speaking on, and he talked about how a lot of people want to build a community, and how really what that means is that they want people to pay them. And that's not really the intention. I do know people who do that, and I have very much so removed myself from their communities. So that is definitely something that we need to be careful of. I also need to be careful of when using that word. But yeah, it is a weird thing. But people really do it, and like there's a difference in how, okay, like there is a community that is like, in my mind, you go to a pavilion or something, or like you go to the library in your community and you read books, or you have events in the library and you get together with people in the community, right? Like, it's a free event. Like, people, it's like reading time in the library, like when we were kids or something. That is a community to me. But there are these other people who are like, oh, be a part of my community. Like, no, just call it a friggin' membership. That's what it is. It's not a community, it's a membership. You are looking to profit off of it. So anyways, this is a different conversation for a different live. I'm getting worked up about it. I really wanted to stay on the track of like how these live streams have progressed. Like, I am actually building my repertoire, let's call it, of people who I have connected with from these live streams. They're using terms to benefit. Yes. They're using like words to benefit. Yes. So like, I have been able to gather people from TikTok which is awesome, and like meet them over Zoom and to, talk with them through voice clips on Instagram and all this other stuff. And they ask me naturally what's going on. Like, I'm not going to put it on them, right? But if you are, like a business owner like I am, like, you have something, and if people ask for it, you tell them about it. If they don't want it, they don't want it. But some people do. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's not. But I'm never going to be like, do this or like have this, because it's bro marketing. I'm not about it. So, and actually I have a video about like desire, like attraction marketing versus like bro marketing. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it. So I was like really interested by that, because there's a lot of science to back up both sides. So it's a whole nother life for a whole nother day. But my point is, like, a lot of people were like, oh, well, if you don't have something to offer, if you don't have something to talk about, then like, where is this going to go? Like, where is this challenge going to go? And, it's entirely up to the universe, in my opinion, right now, because at this point, I do have stuff that I could talk about, and I do invite people to my stuff, and my master classes are always free, and my speaking series are always free. But like, just the fact that I have been able to like connect with people on here is huge. Like, literally huge. I've connected with Molly, Dr. Arvella, Monica. There was this guy, Wes, that I connected with on Instagram earlier. There was Damien, Lexi, like so many more people on this app than any other social media app that I've ever used before. So it really goes to show that when you do commit yourself to the live streams, and when you do commit yourself to showing up every day, then you actually meet new people and you get new connections, and you can do incredible things by meeting new people. So I'm not sure if you've done this. If you're considering doing a live stream challenge, let me know down in the comments, because it can be really, really incredible for you and what it is that you are looking to accomplish. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in doing down below in the comments. And if you have started it, let me know. If you haven't, or if you aren't sure if you could do it, let me know, because that's content, and maybe there's something that I could help you with, and maybe I could create a piece of content to help you through that kind of stuff. So let me know what it is down in the comment section. But I wanted to come into this live and talk about manifestation, specifically more along the lines of journaling, like what type of journaling that I do, the chasing versus attracting kind of energy. Definitely the radio signal, like you are a radio tower and you emit a frequency, and then whatever your frequency is what is coming back to you, right? So your vibrations, whatever vibrations you're emitting, they're going to be returned. So if they're high vibrations, the high vibrations come back. It's kind of like, I think of it like things that bounce off of each other, which is weird, but in the same, realm, I also think of science, and that's kind of like how science works. And sorry, I had a burp. Also, if you think about the emotional spectrum, which if your emotions are at the top, like gratitude, appreciation, then of course you're going to bring more of those things into your life. And if you're afraid and angry, then it's going to be like less of whatever it is that you're like. It's basically going to be like, if you were a magnet, it's like North Pole is going to attract South Pole, but South Pole repels South Pole, right? So if you're at the South Pole and you're like angry, then it's going to repel the North or the South Pole. Like, the thing won't come into your life. Like, it's going to be repulsive. I know. It's 10 o'clock at night. My brain isn't working 100%. But tomorrow I'll definitely be on it. An earlier time frame, because tomorrow's Monday and I'll have a schedule tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This journal, now that I'm actually thinking about it, does not have, this is another thing about manifestation I could, tell you about. This journal doesn't have it. My other journal does. Manifestation codes. And that was actually what my second TikTok account went viral for. But I don't have any in this particular journal right here. The codes are in the one in the other room. Well, I have like 5 in the other room, but point being, they're not in this journal, this particular journal. So I'm gonna have to show them to you on a different live. I have a question, and if you could help me out down in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. How into manifestation, journaling, scripting, personal growth, inner work, how into those topics are you? I would love to know. If you could let me know in the comment section, I would really appreciate it. Oh, because I've gotten a lot of questions on that recently, and I almost feel like I have to sneeze. Oof. I've journaled since I was in grade school, super into it. Awesome. I've gotten a lot of questions on it. Hey, just got done with my live. That's awesome. Crystal, we got to get together and we got to get on a joint live. I don't know how many followers you have. Oh, wait, you can go live. Duh. We got to get on a collaboration is the word that I'm looking for. Crystal, we have to collaborate. I'm going to message you later about getting it on the calendar because it just has to happen. Like, I need to talk to you because you talk about money, and I want to talk about money energy, money. I love talking about money. Yes, I'm going to message you later about it. But, okay, going back to my original question, I want to know how into manifestation, inner work, personal development, personal growth kind of stuff that you're into, because I've been getting a lot of questions about it, and I feel like I had that TikTok account that went super viral, and a lot of people asked me, how did your account go viral, and how did you do this? And when I was with the coach that I had at the time, it was very like, well, what did you do? You know, like step-by-step instructions. But I almost get the impression at the same time that I should be talking about what that account was about, which is more manifestation, personal growth, energy, like vibrations, journaling especially too, because those are the kinds of questions that I've been asked in like multiple capacities through multiple apps from I can't tell you how many different people. So that's why I asked the question, because I feel like, I'm like doing this thing about content, and it's not always about content. What I'm finding is to be the case. So let me know down in the comments how into that stuff you are, because then what I'll probably end up doing is I'll start talking more about human design. And I think Monica asked about shadow work. I'm not as familiar with shadow work, truth be told. From my understanding of it, it's like the stuff in your shadow is stuff that is really like more or less embarrassing to you. That might not be entirely true, but that's how I understand it. And then it's like, well, how do you work with those emotions like around it? Because that's like your dark self, right? Like it doesn't make complete sense to me, but I guess a lot of people like talk about it in different ways. So I guess I'll have to like learn a bit more about it. I'm more familiar with like the 7 spiritual laws of success, or the law of attraction, law of assumption, you know, the universal laws. What else am I familiar with? Like 369 from Nikola Tesla, manifestation codes, subconscious work, because this really all is groundwork in your subconscious beliefs, because that's like literally the groundwork, the foundation to all of this. So those are more of the areas that I'm more familiar with. I'm not really super familiar with shadow work, truth be told. Inner child healing, too. Another one that I'm not super familiar with. Although I have a training on it that's called Nurture. And it's not my personal training. Like, I am taking the training now. And it's about, like, nurturing your inner child. But it's not really, like, I never really learned about that kind of stuff before. Never really implemented it, so I don't know. I wouldn't call myself an expert in that. So I definitely know that I'm really good at calling in the things that I want from my life, and that has happened multiple times. It has happened in a national medal. It has happened in a house. It has happened with a relationship. It has happened moving abroad. It has happened moving out west. It has happened with a baby. It has happened, like, it's happened a lot. I'm waiting for it to happen in like 1 or 7 million other places. But that's why it's manifestation, right? Like, you have the vision and then you have that gap until it comes into your reality. So oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It is definitely getting very late. So I want to thank you for tuning in. This is day 16. Tomorrow is going to be day 17. It's probably going to be at a normal time because it's a weekday and my weekends are never really at 3:00 because I'm so present in my life over the weekend. And so it should be around 3 tomorrow for you to tune in. So thank you for tuning in. If you have missed any of these days, you can always go to my YouTube channel. I'm going to drop the channel name down below in the comments. Oops. If you've missed any of these lives, I do upload them onto YouTube and you can check them out there. That is a channel name. It's my whole, Fallon K. Moran. You could check it out at YouTube. I have it in between some shorts. So yeah, go check them out. I think the last day that I have up is 13 right now. And it's just because I don't know for whatever reason why I like have a 3-day turnaround time frame, but I do. So usually every 3 days I upload them because that's kind of what works best for my schedule, which is strange, but it works. So I do it. So go check them out if you have missed any of them. I'm trying to think. I have to write in the description still too. I think that's on my to-do list for tomorrow, along with all of my other links. And once I get those done, then yeah, you'll know exactly what they cover because I'll have it in the description. But I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure where in the world you are tuning in from, but let me know down below in the comments because then it gives me a better idea of the time zones of people who are watching. I know I had some people in the Pacific time zone yesterday, so it would be helpful just so that I know, like, okay, if I go live at 3 p.m. Eastern and you're on the Pacific time zone, then that's like 12 p.m. your time. And that might not be as efficient for you to hop on. Chicago, have a great night. Okay, awesome. So you are still west of me. Washington State? ? Central. When you say Washington, please tell me Pacific time zone or DC, because if you're tuning in from DC, you're in the same time zone as me, but if you're tuning in from Seattle, then you're in a very different time zone. Washington State. Okay, perfect. So then what I'm finding is a lot more people are tuning in from out west. I love the West. I used to live in Colorado. That's the mountain time zone, mountain standard time. I loved Colorado. And then I was like, I'm going to move back home. Dumbest decision I ever made. So I'll do something. Probably what I'll start to do is I'll probably start to adjust myself to Mountain Standard Time, since that's in between Central and Pacific time zones. So It's going to beat my thought. All right. I have a little bit of work to do with time zones, but I appreciate you letting me know because this gives me a really good idea as to how I'm going to do things moving forward. So thank you for all of that really awesome information. And I hope you guys have a great night because you guys still have a lot more time than I do. You have like 7 o'clock over by you. So lucky duckies. Do what's best for you. We'll be here. Okay. I hate being on the East Coast, man. Like, I wish I could say it out loud. I hate being on the East Coast so bad. I want to be back out West so bad. Okay. I'll figure it out. I'll make videos about it. I still have to make like a 2-week update video on how like day 16 of 365 is going because I'm sure a lot of people are curious about it, but point being, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking the time to be a part of this whole challenge. If you haven't watched any of the videos already, be sure to go check out my channel that I dropped below on YouTube. And if you haven't checked out the Presence Masterclass, it is... Oh man, I haven't updated my bio yet. Okay, I'll have to do that. Presence Masterclass is in one of the links that I know that I have to fix someplace. It's on my list of things to do tomorrow. I learned yesterday that when you become a mom, you lose your mind. So it's gone. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great night. Bye.